All right. We are now officially live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of our Staffmark podcast. We do them monthly. Usually they're every final Friday of the month at 11 a.m., but I'm going to be on PTO next Friday, so we switched it, and it's today, the third Friday of the month. And Tyson was so nice to join me today.
Of course, I'm happy to do it.
We had a couple little technology snafus this morning, but it wouldn't be a podcast if that didn't happen. So we are doing it a little later than normal in the day, but this is going to be perfect. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do see the ticker is moving a little bit, so a couple of folks are joining us. If you see us and you can see and hear us okay, go ahead and put that in the comments box. Give us a little wave, an emoji, say hi. We are going to go ahead and get started. So if you're new here and you've never seen a Staffmark podcast episode, my name's Haley Franklin, and I am the market manager for Staffmark for all of Florida. We staff for the entire state, so I'm very honored to hold that title and represent Staffmark as a whole. I'm also very honored in my role to meet some of the coolest people in our community, one of them being one of our guests today, Mr. Tyson Hyde. He is, I don't want to mess this up, he is the Workforce Program Advisor for Hillsborough County Public Schools, and specifically with Strawberry Crest High School. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Tyson, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I want to jump right in to our conversation here and just kick it off. And I would love for you to just kind of tell me a little bit about Hillsborough County Public Schools and just what exactly you and your team do for the region, and maybe even how long you've been in your role. Give us a little background on that.
Sure. So my position was created last year. It's a brand new position. As a workforce program advisor, my job is to essentially help high school students who are not going to a four-year college, so technical colleges, apprenticeships, or straight into the workforce. So I think the pendulum is kind of swinging back from everybody needs to go to college.
Yes.
And my position was created to kind of facilitate that. So last year I was at two different schools, so I was split between them, half and half. And this year we've doubled in size, so there's one of us at every high school in the county. And we do, everything from working individually one-on-one with high school students, kind of figuring out a plan for after graduation. There are a lot of students that don't know what they want to do or have an idea, but they don't know how to navigate the waters. We help them do that. We help them with FAFSA, getting financial aid for school, whether it's a technical college. So I work mostly for the technical colleges, but I work with a college and career counselor who's great, and she helps basically students who are going the traditional four-year college path.
Oh, no. Tyson has left the building. Let's give it a second and see if he hops back on. Quick story while he's working on getting back on here. I met Tyson at a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and we hit it off immediately. He is back, so I'll let him jump back into his story. I'll tell mine later. Hey, Tyson.
Hello. I wanted to hear the story.
I was going to tell him how we met, but I'm going to let you take it away, and I'll finish my story later.
Well, actually, so I have to thank you. So about how we met, you gave me a new phrase that I hadn't heard before.
What is it? I'm scared.
So I might need your help on the pronunciation, actually. But so we were part of this networking group, and we were going to have a one-on-one. We're going to get coffee in the morning, and I proposed that we meet at 8 a.m. And your response in email, do you remember it?
I can't even remember what I said. I'm scared.
Let me start. I'm going to try. I'll try. So you said, this is my pronunciation based on how it reads off the page, Shoe Lottie, I believe is the phrase.
That's very hillbilly of me. I am from Kentucky, and a lot of Kentuckians will be watching this. But I said, Lottie.
There it is. All right. Yes. So I
You were
appreciate you
very close.
giving me
That
that one.
sounded great.
All right.
Oh, that is too funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a big, huge morning girl. I'm not a morning fan. So when you
Yeah.
proposed 8, I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah. But
But yes, go ahead and take it away with
sure.
what
All
we're
right.
talking about.
So, yeah, I guess basically I just help students kind of navigate the waters, making a plan for after high school, focusing on the students who aren't going to four-year college. I do everything, like I said, FAFSA, scholarship stuff. I help them with resumes, and we talked a little bit about that, but just getting them ready to be a person really in the world.
I really love that. And so on that note, can you tell us? I know this is a little off script, but can you tell us like your most favorite thing about working with students?
Sure. Well, I like seeing them. I mean, in general, I like seeing them learn when that light bulb goes off and they finally get something. I love that. Something I like about my current role that sort of was more rare when I was in the classroom is now I work with students who really want my help. So I had a lot of students before. I taught reading for 5 years. So especially there, I had a lot of students that needed my help but didn't necessarily want my help.
Yeah.
So that was tough figuring that out. But now almost every student that I see really wants my help and is there. So it's great, and it's great to
I love
see. I get a lot of heartfelt thank yous after the first meeting, which is it really feels good. It's great.
It really does make a difference when they want your
Yeah,
help versus you're being forced to teach them something. So, absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the next question. So, give us a little story on the journey to get you here thus far. I know you spoke on it a little bit, but just tell us kind of what you've done.
Okay. Well, how far back you want me to go?
Look, we're 7 minutes in, Tyson.
All right. So I'll be quick. So I came to Tampa 2009. I'll leave everything before that a mystery. And I started out as a substitute teacher for about a year. I came on full time as a reading teacher. I taught reading for 5 years, and then I taught TV production for 6 years. I was at that same school for those 11 years. I transitioned to a different school. I kind of, how shall I say this diplomatically, had differences with my principal, and it was time for me to go. It does. And the other school I went to is kind of out of the frying pan and into the fire. It was real chaotic. And I was kind of reaching a point where I was ready to get out of the classroom, ready to make a transition. And I found out there was a position where, so they have credit recovery classes where essentially students work online classes at school, and
Right.
right, and they have a lab manager who does that, and there are lab managers who make $15 to $20 an hour, and there are lab managers who are certified teachers who get paid like normal teachers. I found out that that was a thing, and I was fed up, to be honest with you, and I was like, I'll just do that. I'll make the same amount of money, and I'll just be a babysitter. So I went on to the adult education to the website with the jobs. I clicked adult education. There was only one job posting there called program advisor. I assumed that was it because the guy that was in that position at my school said there was a position posted. I applied to that job not knowing that it was this job. And when my supervisor now called me and explained it to me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that. I interviewed, and yeah, here I am.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
And I really get this feeling, I just get this inkling that you are so good with the youth. And I think that they probably just feed off of your good vibes and energy. And I just really love that. So,
Mhm. Very nice of you to say. Some more than others. Some more than others. But,
oh, yes. Listen, I think we spoke about this too. This is a fun fact. Some of my friends may not know. Back in Kentucky, when I was in college, I was a substitute teacher as well, and was with all of the grades. But I think the older kids in high school, I just really I vibed with them, and it was a good time. So
yeah.
let's talk about about your favorite part of your current role with Hillsborough County Public Schools.
Sure. So, like I said, honestly, it's helping kids and kind of seeing a more immediate payoff. I mean, as a teacher, a classroom teacher, a lot of times it takes a long time to sort of see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
And with this job, I'm working with seniors, so we're talking about the next 8 9 months. Whatever we're going to do it in that time, and we're going to see what we have at the end. And again, it's students that want my help, and just kind of building relationships with students on not as a teacher, but as more of, I don't know, an advisory role. I spend a lot of time talking to
Mentor, kind of, too.
yeah, and what I do find is a lot of students, they just need someone to talk to about this stuff that's not their
Yep,
parents, and you know,
absolutely.
just whether it's putting their mind at ease about the coming transition, or there's a lot of uncertainty for a lot of them. They don't know what they're going to do. They're afraid of making the wrong choice, um, and I think it's for a lot of them, it's yeah, you might make the wrong choice, but you do need to make a choice. And
Yeah,
I think we kind of talked about it too, how I didn't start out thinking this would be my job. I this job,
100%.
and you just kind of got to jump off the cliff and see where you end up. But
That's
it's
exactly right.
yeah,
And it's hard for them to grasp that at that age. It's hard for some of us to grasp it at our age. It's
hey,
like,
you don't have to tell me that. Yeah,
it is. It really is. So, um, okay, before we run out of time, I want to ask you if you can give us, well, there's two more questions, but first, can you give us an example of some sort of success story that started with an individual with you and maybe they turned into a full-time employee or something like that along those lines?
sure. So I had a student. His name was Angel, and he was interested in the HVAC program at the technical college. He There was, so how that works, that doesn't start in like August like regular school does. They kind of have rolling, their cohorts just vary depending on when the program ends and that type of
Right.
thing. So he had some time after he graduated. We go to this Future Fair field trip every year, which is put on by the Career Academy, which is, it's like a nonprofit. They put on these field trips for students. It's really
I
great,
love it.
and it's basically a job fair. So I helped Angel build his resume, and it was, a lot of high school students don't have a lot to put on their resume, and I kind of had to, almost interview him to get it out of him what we could put on there. And it turned out his parents owned a produce stand, and he, ever since he was a little kid, he kind of helped out with that, whether it was just, a lot of it was just moving boxes or working the cash register, stocking, all the basic things.
Yes.
um, but he wasn't a real official job. It was his family business, and
Still count.
so it sure does. And
Those
he
transferable skills every time.
100%. And he ended up, we put on his resume, and I ran into him at Publix. He was working in the produce section, and at that field trip, he had talked to the people from Publix, given them his resume, and he got an interview based on that interaction, and then he got that job. So he'll be working there at least until he starts school, and probably after.
I love
Uh,
that.
so that's really great, and it really made me think about how, a lot of the things, those skills, transferable skills that we have for, I mean, a lot of people, I think it's, we have skills we don't realize,
Yep.
and to us, they might just seem like everyday things that we've always done, but there is a place where
It's
those
important.
skills are valuable,
Yeah,
and you can, if you can find those places.
that's right. To employers, it's like a gold mine. It's like, oh, we've been needing this for so long. So
Exactly.
that's pretty
Yeah.
perfect. Um, okay, so let's talk about okay, there was actually three more questions, but I really wanted to give you a chance to talk about anything exciting that you have happening right now with your program. And
Sure.
then we're just going to talk briefly, real quick, about how we're going to partner up on some stuff. So you go
Awesome.
first.
All right. So One thing I'm working on right now is essentially putting a group of kids together to meet after school, probably about once a week. I'm still kind of figuring out the details, but students that are interested in the trades, whether they're going to technical college or an apprenticeship, and sort of preparing them for that, but also bringing in whether it's companies, organizations, individuals, bringing them in to work with the kids on. I really want to get them hands-on experiences,
Yes.
but also working with them on soft skills, interview skills, pitching themselves,
Mhm.
and also basic construction, construction math, reading a tape measure. The number one I complain I hear is that students can't read a tape measure when they come out. Um, so yeah, working on stuff like that with them, and bringing in people from the community to work with them.
I love that. Well, that is actually a very perfect segue to my next thought. We are discussing, Tyson and I met to see how we can partner up on some things. Me via Staffmark, of course, and Tyson through the Hillsborough County Public School System, how we can take and bridge the gap between students being in school and then employment after school. And like Tyson mentioned, most of them, some of them don't take the traditional route and go to college after that. So we want to try to help get them in jobs that they're interested in, that they're good at, that they have those transferable skills, and really possibly do a workshop with them where we can help them on resumes. A lot of kids don't even know that there is a difference between a chronological and a functional resume, and where we can kind of tighten that up and show them, look, you do have experience in these things that you've done in life up to this point. So I really want to work with Tyson to get a workshop together for students in our community that can take those transferable skills and we can put them to work. So and really just polish them up, help them get them ready for the workforce. So we are so excited about
Yes,
working
definitely.
together in the future, and it's going to be great.
It is going to be
Um,
great.
did you have anything else you wanted to add, Tyson? We're only a couple minutes over. We did so good. I'm proud of us.
All right, good job, us. No, I guess I just wanted to mention, I guess what I'm thinking, and hopefully you'll be a part of this, but is my master plan is to sort of build this program up at my school and let it become a model for other schools and, yeah, other people to kind of help these kids do these things.
I love it. I actually just met with a client the other day for a welder position. So, I mean, things like that will open up doors for students, and we'll be here and we'll have clients that are ready to go. So,
Awesome.
yeah. All right, we did it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to have two upcoming special guests for November and December. Melissa Fulmore is going to be my guest for November, and Stacy Lane, our CEO, boss babe for Staffmark, is going to be December. So thanks for kicking off our awesomeness, Tyson. You have been great, and I really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I loved it. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Well, everybody have a great day, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.